What's going on, guys? So one of our martial arts nerds asked if I would comment on shit hits the fan type situations or SHTF situations. Now, this is an important concept and this is something that can go a number of ways. But here's the thing, I'm only going to comment on some broad-based ideas. I'm not a big fan of these, planning for the apocalypse type situations, for the simple fact that if we know that violent crime only affects about 1% of the population worldwide, granted there are pockets of bad places where it's more frequent for people, and there are pockets of places where it's much more peaceful, but we're talking an overall spread. But just to give you a case in point, a few years ago, Colombia was the murder capital of the world, and it was still just barely over 1% where people were considered affected by violent crime. Now, who knows how accurate the reporting of the statistics or the raw data was to derive those statistics and all that. We can debate that another time. But the point is that violent situations aren't that frequent, and catastrophic situations, meltdown situations, are even less frequent. There is certainly value to being prepared for bad things to happen. The problem is that when you prepare for a specialized situation, it may not be the situation that comes around and a different specialized situation comes along. So what I'm interested in is something that is more about adaptability and self-sufficiency. This is where I think groups like the Mormons have something, they're onto something, which is developing a small stockpile of reserves that allow you to be self-sufficient in case things turn south. If there's a market crash, you've got money put away, you've got food stores put away, you've got clothing put away, whatnot. There's, you can actually look up the specifics of different groups out there. And I don't think these are bad things. There is a lot of value to having that kind of reserve stockpile that creates a bit of stability in your life, and those back burner kind of what if situations are kind of now on a low register, because they're not in the forefront of your mind, like, what will I do if everything melts down? On the other side, I'm a huge fan of developing kind of what you might consider an everyday carry type routine. Everyday carry is used a lot in in the operator world and firearms, knife enthusiasts and whatnot. And this is because you're never quite sure what things are going to happen in any given day. And the problem is, because you don't know, you can't forecast things, you have to have kind of a general preparedness plan. And the problem is, general preparedness, being general as it's titled, doesn't prepare you for a lot or anything specific. But this is where having things like, basic first aid up to even, field medicine, like military field medicine or whatnot, in your back pocket, in your skill set, is valuable. This is where having something like martial arts and base athleticism is worth having. This is where having certain weapons or tools on you is worth having. But these are not things that you spend time stressing out over. These are not things that you spend time, really like detailing, oh, this particular thing is the best at this, or that's the best at that. For everyday carry type situations, what you're looking for is finding the skills and the tools that will be most useful in a broad range of situations, which means you're not necessarily going to have the best of anything. What you're going to have is, the best things at doing a lot of things. But most of the time they're going to do those things relatively mediocrely, but it's going to be effective enough to take care of business in a pinch. For me, that's where the more rational shit hits the fan type mentality goes, is maybe I have a little put away for an extra bad day, but for the most part, I'm prepared for the more general and common things turning south. And that's really where the mindset and the culture needs to start. Now, if you want to specialize further and all that, that's absolutely fine. But if you specialize too far in one direction, you're worried about a hostile takeover, so you develop kind of a paramilitary type solution, or you're worried about natural disasters, so you prepare some kind of a frontiersman type solution. A lot of that's going to depend on your region. That's going to depend on what day and age you live in. Is it today? Was this 20 years ago? Whatnot. I mean, these are the conditions are constantly changing, and you can't be too specialized in one direction. But if at least you have kind of a general layout of, I've got some reserves, I have my general purpose, foundational, tools, skills, knowledge going. Now, once that's taken care of, if you want to specialize in any direction, if that's what gives you peace of mind and settles you down, go for it. I just don't really think that it's particularly necessary. Yes, in the case of a bad thing happening, the people who are prepared will be the ones pointing fingers saying, see, I told you, and they'd be right. But like I said, I'm just rolling the dice. 1% of the population dealing with violent crime. Catastrophic things don't happen that often. And usually when they do happen, you're either not going to be in range of your stuff, or you're not going to be prepared for it, you're not going to see it coming. You're still rolling the dice. Even if you prep, you're still rolling the dice. And I would rather maximize the life that I'm living than worry about the life that may happen. So that's my perspective on it. And feel free to disagree with me, feel free to agree with me, comment, like, share, get the discussion going. I'm certainly not the only person thinking about this. But until then, talk to you guys later. Good journey. Thanks for watching. We'd love to see the family grow, and training is always more fulfilling when you share it with those you love. So please like and share the video. If you want to go deeper, visit blacksunrenaissance.com and follow us on Facebook, where you can also join our little social club called Martial Arts Nerds with an exclamation point. See you there. Good journey.